Welcome to Martini Time. It's that time of the day again. And I've been watching soccer this afternoon. I usually watch soccer in the playoffs. And today was very Belgium and France. So, the question for this talk is soccer a religion? You would think it is from watching the people, the fans. They seem to be a little more passionate than football fans in America, because soccer is a European sport. And so I just wanted to look into the soccer as a religion, but we have to broaden our understanding of religion and not assume that religion just means with a personal God, like Christianity or Islam or Judaism. Religion, nationalism is a religion, and your nation is your God, and you say my country right or wrong, or my God right or wrong, but these gods are local, in the sense that with nationalism, there's an American God, America, and there's a French God, and an Irish God, and all of these are local gods. So soccer seems to be a way in which Europe is able to satisfy its lust for warfare. Because remember that Europe, throughout its history, has been plagued by tribal or national wars. They clash, they fight, and they exhaust themselves and then start it over again. So now there's soccer. And so watching soccer today, I noticed some things. First of all, when you get to the master level, like the playoffs, the players are masters at footwork. I mean, they work that ball with their feet like a jazz player plays the piano. In other words, their feet are conscious. And their upper body doesn't move. And it reminded me of Irish dancing. You know, in Irish dancing, the upper body is still, the lower body is going like crazy. So it kind of reminds us stillness and action. It's a balance of stillness and action. And of course, it's a sin if you hit the ball with your hand, apparently. I mean, they really give you a penalty if you use your arms to grab that ball, hit the ball. So it's a great game for people with no arms, except for the goalie. But anyway, it's like the Irish dance, a stillness and action, and the feet do the talking. And also, I noticed that when the soccer game stills the mind. In other words, when you're in a soccer game, if you're invested in the sports, I mean, if you don't like it and you're just sitting there, well, then you read a comic book or something, look at your cell phone. I didn't see anybody on their cell phone in the crowd. So you leave your cell phones at the gate, just like you go into a temple. And you leave your worry mind at the gate, like your shoes. And you leave your non sequitur thinking, random thinking, monologues, worry loops, thinking. There's not much thinking going on in a soccer match. If you look at the people, they function. They are like an organism, a body, a single body. They're focused. The whole game is like a cat watching a laser dot. The soccer ball's the dot, and it goes do do do, and everybody's boom boom boom. Everybody's focused on that ball. You're not looking anywhere else. You're looking at that ball. Boom boom boom, just like a cat on a laser, wide open, focused. And then when there is a move in the right direction for your team, everybody moves in unison. You see. And there's a great feeling of power in that when you are in unity with a crowd. You become one with the crowd. So there's at one there. You become one with your fans, with your half of the stadium, with your people. You see. So it's a mystical body, almost. The mystical body of the soccer fans, and they cry. Oh, the emotions. I mean, it's like rapture one moment, and utter despair the next moment, and it's all played out in an oval, which is the symbol of the goddess. So this is the goddess, the oval. You see, her womb. And all of these little sperm are playing there to win the goddess, you see. So everybody's within this sacred space. It's sacred because it's focused. There's only one thing going on there, and that's the soccer match. Nobody's doing their taxes. Nobody's doing, everybody, it's focused. And it's sacred. You don't want to interfere with it. If you mess with it, you could, soccer fans have gone mad. Riot. So it's a sacred space. And the oval, if you look at the soccer game, I talked about this in another talk. But before the game starts, the field itself has a big circle in chalk right there, and there's a line going right the middle. And they put the ball right there, you see. So the circle is divided into two halves. See, there's one, becomes two, and then the ball is invested with the power of the circle. So now the ball becomes the port. The circle is divided, and when you ever divide one, it's like a magnet. When you divide one, it creates a tension that wants to come back together, because there can only be one. Reality's not two, unless you're schizophrenic, or unless you have a walleye. So the two cannot stand. Let there be one is the commandment of the universe, of life. There is only one universe. There's not two. There's only one. And two, when it's divided, cannot stand. They have to come back together. This is even in the myth of mankind with Plato, where the original human, had 4 arms and 4 legs, was androgynous. And it was so powerful the gods got jealous. So they went to Zeus and complained. So he divided them in half, male and female. So now man became obsessed with reuniting with his other half, his soulmate, you see. So when the one is divided, there's tremendous tension to bring it back together and become one. So the game starts with the artificial division of the one into 2 teams, and now they've got to fight to come back together and restore unity. Like Trump, restore America, restore the circle, restore the goddess. See, that's the symbol of the goddess. The goddess is one. And it's all played out in this oval, you see. And so the ball goes back and forth, and so when whoever gets the most goal points restores unity. And then, of course, the whole match is about the pyramids of matches, so they all vie to be the winner of the whole thing. And that's when unity is restored. And that lasts for a year, or with the World Cup, 4 years. It's kind of like our president. So we divide the nation up, and then the candidates up in the teams, and then they all compete to become the one president. And then that lasts for 4 years, and then the king is dead. Long live the king. This is the dying and resurrected sun. Even in England, all through history, the king only last as long as his charisma. In early kingdoms, in the early civilization, the king was ritually sacrificed. The first kings even killed themselves. And then they figured out they could get a substitute, like a goat or a lamb, or a human, and kill them instead of the king. So there has to be this ritual sacrifice. So this is a ritual sacrifice of the dying and resurrected son that goes all the way through human civilization in the planting civilizations. The planting civilizations, cultures, all had dying and resurrected sons because that's the way plants work. That's the way life works. If you live on vegetables or plants, you'll notice that they die in the fall and they're resurrected in the spring. So you have a spring planting, a resurrection, the seeds are planted and it grows and harvests, and then you have the death. And it's through the death of the plants that the compost is created for the resurrection. So this dying and resurrection of life was noticed by the early civilization, planting civilizations, and they had to get in alignment with that. So if you want to, and farmers do this, I mean, you plant by the full moon, you get in alignment with the moon, you get in alignment with the seasons. You don't plant in the middle of the winter, you get in alignment with nature. So farmers, planters are in alignment with nature. And so the ancient rituals and mythologies were rituals of sacrifice because that's getting in alignment with the cosmos, with the goddess. You get in alignment with Mother Nature. And Mother Nature has a dying and resurrected son. Ta-da! You see, Mother Mary has a dying and resurrected son. Mary is the goddess in mythology, and her son is the moon and the bull. You see, the dying and resurrected son, the sacrificial life that restores the cosmos or restores the seasons, restores nature and all that. You didn't know I was going to get all the way here with soccer, did you? So in a mythological way, soccer is a ritual of the dying and resurrected son that plays out in the goddess of the oval. Isn't that interesting? So, I hope you see soccer in a different way. I do. I just figured this. I just saw this when I was talking to you. I never thought of this before. So anyway, thanks for dropping in. And by the way, if you like my talks, share them. And they're also on my blog, and they're also on my YouTube account, Ed Conley, YouTube. Go right to it. And so I've been kind of re-energizing my YouTube account, and I've been doing my Buddha's in the landfill in the morning, and that's a little more structured because I have a whiteboard. And so I'm back to doing two talks, the Buddha's in the landfill in the morning, and that is about Buddhism plain and simple. Basically, Buddhism plain and simple. Applying the principles and teaching of Buddhism to your everyday life as a discovery, not as learning something and painting yourself with it, but discovering it in your life. Now, just like I discovered in this talk that soccer was the reenactment of the dying and resurrected son. So anyway, thanks for dropping in, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.